Welcome to Life, Death, and the Law, presented by the law firm of Deason, Garner, and Hansen, hosted by attorneys Sean Garner and Adam Hansen.
What's your take? Is he right or wrong?
I think there's a lot more to it, but yeah, he's right.
What more is there to it?
How long have we got?
Let's get some pearls of wisdom from Mike Green here.
Well, I mean, I'm certainly probably never going to win Father of the Year, but it has a lot to do with the way you raise your kids. And
how many kids do you have?
I have two.
Okay.
I have two. I have a son that's 38 and a daughter that's 31. And both great kids. I'm really, 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 really lucky. There was a saying around, and I'm going to try to recall it exactly. It's like, my dad didn't tell me how to live. He showed me how to live and let me watch him do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, again, it just goes back to teaching. Just like we were talking earlier about, your employee that might not be doing a good job. Well, did you teach them? Did you show them?
I can attest to that about your dad because even though I never bought an RV from him, because I
wanted to.
I did want to, and if I would have bought an RV anywhere, I would have bought it from him. But when he walked into the office, there was a presence about him that guy was a worker. You could tell. You could take one look at his face, and you knew that he knew how to put in an honest day's work.
Yes, he did. He did, and my joke with I have two younger sisters. And we always joke around that, the first word that we learned at our house growing up wasn't mom or dad. It was positive attitude. And it really was. I mean, he beat that into our heads, from as long as I can remember. I'd get in a little bit of trouble at school or something and come home and, I'd just beg him. I like, could you just get the razor strap out and beat me with it? Do I have to sit here and listen to you?
Yeah.
Why did I do this? What did I think?
That's the worst punishment.
The lecture.
Boy, it just, but, looking back today, he was the greatest teacher in the world, in my eyes.
Did you have disagreements? Do you ever remember any disagreements with him?
It's funny you would ask that. I was talking about this the other day. He, we worked together for 30 years.
Yeah.
And I don't recall ever going home upset at him, but I'm pretty sure he went home upset at me on more than one occasion.
That's how Sean and I are.
Yeah, and I asked him, and Sean knows my dad passed from cancer, and I spent a lot of time with him in his last months. I'd go see him every single night after work. Sometimes the conversation was 2 minutes, sometimes it was 4 hours, just depending on how he felt. And I asked him one day, I said, Dad, I got a question for you. And he goes, yeah, what is it? And I go, why didn't you just kill me when I was in my 40s? And he was like, well, boy, he says, I'll tell you what. He goes, I thought about it, and it was, he goes, but I thought you would come around. I knew you would come around. He goes, I just didn't think it'd take so long, and I'll never forget that conversation. And I just, I thank God every day that I had that time with him, because we just kind of like relived everything, during that time.
The important stuff, right? Everything else just fades away.
If you have questions or want to know more about something that was discussed today, please call the law firm of Deason, Garner, and Hansen at 928-783-4575 or visit yumaestateplanning.com.